Doesn't matter if you have one ass cheek and 3 toes. I will beat your ass.
They're gonna be sorry they were ever born.
Who?
All of them.
Yeah, beat 'em up just like it's WWW. Promise you right when I trouble you. Yeah, look, you cannot see what's in front of you. You cannot see what's in front of you. Yeah, promise that you get to run into if you knew what's about to come to you. It's about to get real dangerous. It's about to get real dangerous. It's about to get real dangerous. It's about to get real dangerous.
Today's episode is powered by Dre's Daiquiri Shop at Cotton Gin, where Texas flavor meets game day energy. Cool off with our legendary Texas-style daiquiris and load up on the best football food in town. From crispy, mouth-watering wings to your favorite game day bites, Dre's is your ultimate pregame, halftime, and victory spot. Don't just watch the game. Taste the win at Dre's Daiquiri Shop at Cotton Gin.
And we're back. Welcome to the show, the One Ass Cheek and 3 Toes. I got my fellas here, Mr. BA and Jay Weezy. Oh, man, changed it up. There you go.
Yeah, I just had to do it.
I like it.
Just for this week only.
Oh,
Just
okay.
Hey, Wheezy.
Jay Weezy.
Mhm.
Okay. Well,
What up, though?
I'll tell you. What up, though? I tell you who's Wheezy was the Bucs, man. They came in and they left Wheezy. I think Baker was a little too wheezy. So, yeah, Lions got a big dub at home. Ford Field was rocking on Monday Night Football. Michigan got a win on Saturday. My Aggies got another win. We're undefeated. Getting ready for LSU this weekend. It's going to be fun. Good times in football. Basketball's tipping off tonight. Hockey's already tipped off. The World Series starts, I think, Friday or something like that? Thursday or Friday? I don't know.
Something
like that, yeah. So, I mean, it's just a great day. It's a great time to be a sports fan. You got sports all over the wazoo, and, man, pick your choice, right?
Yes, sir. You're a
All
sports
right.
fan, you're having a great week.
Exactly, especially in Detroit, too, because you've got the Lions, you got the Pistons. Unfortunately, the Tigers are done, but you got the Red Wings. So
Wings are doing pretty good.
It's a good time to be in Detroit. Good times.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, we're going to get into it. The Lions did win 24-9, or like Goff would say, the sorriest 24 points you'll ever score in a game. But we're going to get into it. So I want to start first real quick. I want to go over the PFF grades, the top 3 and the bottom 3 for the Lions for Monday. So give me one sec. Let me pull my thing up here.
Mm-hmm.
Not that thing. All right. Starting with the top offense. Sewell, no surprise there. Gibby, no surprise there. St. Brown, no surprise there. Those all 3 guys were all big parts of what the Lions did on offense. Bottom offense, Goff, J-Mo, and Monty. All right. And then defense, Whiteside, Campbell, and Hutchison. Bottom of the defense, Lacey, Yasin, and Hallett. All right. Just real quick, what are y'all's thoughts on some of those?
I'm kind of surprised Goff is there. And I know he threw an interception and he got hit a couple of times, but I don't think it was really much his fault. A lot of that happened. Now, with that being said, I don't know how they grade. I'm not really for sure.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't know what the grade is for a quarterback in PFF.
Do you know?
Completions, sacks. I'm sure sacks is probably a downgrade, right?
I mean, it's just, I don't know. Don't get me to lie because I don't know how they.
If anybody knows out there, please let us know.
Please let me know.
I'm sure it's got to be based on your regular stats, your turnovers, your touchdowns, your incompletions, your completions, probably the time that you have to throw, how many sacks that you take. They usually, when they look at that stuff, they look right. They have a person or persons that actually look at the whole game. And they have a
they're looking at the all 22 probably and see if whose sack it was.
And then and what they do is they grade, like if awareness of factor in Goff was not very good.
No.
And in that game. So that probably contributed to some of the PFF too.
What's up, Phoenix?
He missed a couple of guys that were wide open. So I mean, that he just didn't have a good game. So no, I'm not.
Yeah, and we're gonna get into why. I think that there's a reason why he struggled in this game, and I'm gonna talk about it when we get to the breakdown.
I like that.
I
like that.
All right, well, give me y'all's initial thoughts and give me
Big Drew?
one stud for the game.
Don't get too cocky.
So,
Don't get too cocky, man.
Start with you, B.
I think that I would probably give it to the entire defense.
Oh, God.
Secondary, the entire secondary, because
you gotta pick one.
You ain't gotta pick nothing. You can pick a whole secondary. That's my pick.
God,
damn it.
Go. Whatever. All right, give me your what thoughts about the game.
Again, it was the whole defense came to play. Really, it was a really good defensive effort. The defensive line started coming to life like in the second half. I think the secondary was bailing them out a lot of times in the first half, and that was pretty good with a bunch of no names out there. Even a couple of times that we had a cornerback go down with an injury that was filling in for somebody else that had an injury, but they still played top of the line. I mean, it was awesome. I mean, Shep had them boys playing. So yeah, my hat's off to them because the defense from Tampa Bay made Goff look bad, just like we made Baker look bad. That's like I said at the end of the chat. I said, no, either one of those shouldn't be in MVP conversations right now because they sucked. So, yeah.
Jay?
Stud, Kelvin Shepherd. Kelvin Shepherd, I mean, he just kind of really proven. I'm not sure how everybody else feels about it, but I think Kelvin Shepherd has proven to be a better defensive coordinator than Aaron Glenn, because this is kind of the second week that he's played one of the Super Bowl contending teams and an MVP candidate, and he's really just giving them a hard time. And he did it with less this week with, people from off of the streets than he did last week. And I mean, he really just drew up a good game plan where he really neutralized that whole offense. So thank you, Phoenix. I appreciate it. I got to give it to Kelvin Shepherd. I got to give him his flowers because, I mean, a lot of people were talking about how this team is going to miss Aaron Glenn. And this is no disrespect to that guy, but they haven't missed a beat. In fact, they played with a little bit more intensity. They played with a little bit more ferociousness. So I got to go with Kelvin Shepherd.
I'm going to push back on a sec real quick with AG. To be fair, Kevin Shepherd's got more at his disposal than AG had. But the way he played out the secondary, I do agree, because you've talking about a bunch of practice squad guys that literally were brought up and probably have been on this team for a couple of weeks. And for Shep to get his guys ready and give credit to Deshae too, man. Deshae, Kelvin Shepherd's the lead guy, but Deshae Townsend deserves a lot of flowers, man. That guy that we got for secondaries coach is kicking ass, man. Last year they played well. This year they're playing well. And you got a bunch of backups that are playing like starters. And there's a lot to be said about that, because one thing with Detroit, we always hear the next man up, but in Detroit, it's something different. We are always expected to have the next man up. Teams will always say it's the next man up, but unfortunately, the Lions, it's always expected for the next man up. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
we are going to have injuries, and we are going to need guys to step up and come and play.
And that's why I like Kelvin Shepherd. And I'm going to say this because Kelvin Shepherd, I feel like, while he had the time to sit back and be groomed by Aaron Glenn, it was a tall task for him to come in and do it in a hurry as he did with the team that he had and a couple of upgrades in the positions. So I think that Kelvin Shepherd is doing a good job. I mean, moving forward, I expect him to kind of make up a bigger impact than not Charlie Morton, but Johnny Morton, because I believe he has a little bit more to prove. With all of those guys, with people coming back off of injury, with Hutchinson coming back, with DJ Reed coming back soon, Terry and Arnold, I think that he's going to have a little bit more to prove, and I think he's going to make that statement even more. So, like I said, I got to Shepherd.
I think that he's both have to prove. I still need to see more from Johnny Morton too. But I would say this with Shep. Shep's probably had 2 games where you could argue that the defense won the game for them. And that's this game and Baltimore's game. If those two games they don't play lights out on defense, I don't know if we win those games. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
Yeah.
And
I'm going to give you my – oh, go ahead.
I was going to say my thoughts on the game is really quick. A lot of people think that this was a sloppy game by Detroit. I want to say as Detroiters, as Lions fans, can we just give props to Todd Bowles and say that he know how to play the Detroit Lions? Because, over the past 3 to 4 games that the Lions has played them, they've been going back and forth. I mean, the Lions have had tough times with Todd Bowles. I mean, we have to just really give credit to that team and say, you know what?
Yeah.
Cap, you can play us well. Sometimes you may hit us in the mouth and we can't respond like last year, but we'll come back and play it better.
And you kind of were reading my notes because I was going to say that the last 3 games that the Lions have played the Bucs, they've held us almost under 20 points almost every game, or around 20 points.
Yeah.
And there's no secret that they know how to get to Goff. Because every game that Goff has played, he plays the same way. He'll throw a pick or he won't throw for a lot of yards. I mean, but the thing is they still win. So it doesn't matter. They still win the matchup because the Lions have won the last 3 or 4.
Absolutely.
But Bowles does have our number when it comes to putting pressure on this offense. There's no doubt
absolutely.
about that.
You want to know one big weapon that a lot of people kind of overlook, and that's Vita Vea. I mean, that guy literally brings the pressure every single time. And with the Monty grading, I kind of think it's a little bit unfair because anytime Monty is, running through the A or B gaps, you got Vita Vea right there in his face. I mean, he's just right there in his face every single time, so he'd get hit in the backfield. So, yeah, man. Kudos to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm not going to trash talk them too much. They played a good.
Tampa Bay is going to be there at the end of the year. We might play them again in the playoffs. So my guy is Nick Whiteside, and I'll tell you why. Because Nick Whiteside, he came from the Battlehawks in the UFL. He was on the 90-man roster for the Lions. He didn't make the cut. But I was hoping they'd bring him back. And I think we talked about in the chat when we were going those injuries to the cornerbacks that I would like to bring Nick Whiteside back. And I'm glad they did because he's 6'1", he's 25 years old. He's played in big games, even if it's the UFL, whatever it is. And he played out in preseason. And if you look at the game yesterday, he had 2 crucial plays. He broke up the 2-point conversion. And he prevented a touchdown on one of the drives. Like that's 9 points that the dude literally, or 8 points. The dude literally saved himself. And this is funny. I don't know if there's any truth to it, but I was listening to talk radio earlier and somebody said that Nick Whiteside has made more of an impact than Terry and Arnold has in his whole in one game than Terry has. That was a little rough, but there's some truth to that because I haven't seen Terry Arnold break up those kind of plays in the end zone. But either way, that's my guy. And I hope going forward that he's in the rotation. And, hey, if the Lions have to platoon Arnold, I'm okay with that. I'm totally fine with it. You don't have to be out there.
Let's not get carried away. Let's not get carried away.
Well, I know, but I'm also
one damn game. Arnold has made impacts in certain games. He's a rookie. I know Whiteside at least has played some type of professional football for a while. Yeah. So I mean, give him a break. Whiteside did a fantastic job, but don't get carried away.
But what I was saying when I say in the platoon part, I actually meant for Meek. That I could actually see a situation where if Meek and Arnold are platoon at that CB2 and they put somebody else at Maddox or somebody else at the nickel spot, because Meek has shown me that he can play outside and he's a dog. Like that punch out, that's Meek right there. The coverage grades, I don't know what his coverage grade was, but he didn't do too bad. I mean, he's a small guy. He's not, he's not going to win a lot of jump balls, but he just competes, man.
And don't go crazy over that either, because when the Raiders had him, he had played second CB2 for a whole season, and he just about a whole season actually after the CB2 over there went down with the injury, and he didn't do very well. He had his spots where he did well, but he didn't do well in that. He's better as a nickel. That's all there is to it. And when if you need him to drop into CB2 coverage, he will beast because he doesn't have to worry about it, and he's a spot guy. So if you put him in that spot, he's gonna rise up to that occasion. But mostly he's a nickel. He's not going to be
But the guy, but like I said,
not too many of those. No.
One thing I say about Meek that I wonder with Terry on is Meek doesn't hold a lot, and he plays aggressive. Tyrion plays aggressive, but he holds, and that to me is the difference with those two cornerbacks.
I think with time,
Meek has been in the league for 5 years.
Yeah. I mean, I get it.
2 years for Arnold within his injury period. So I mean, you got to give the guy a break. I don't want to hear nothing about Arnold being this and that, and he's trash and he needs to get replaced until after the third year. If he hasn't gotten it by that time, he ain't gonna never get it.
I'm not saying let me make this very clear. I'm not saying to bench Arnold. I'm saying that in situations, if Arnold is getting calls, pull his ass out and put a Meek Robinson on that receiver and let him show him how it's done. That's what I'm saying. Because Arnold, the only way Arnold's going to learn to stop holding is if he's not playing. That's the only way he's going to learn because they've tried to coach him up. They've tried to do this in practice. You got to learn
by going out there in live fire. He's just got to learn. He's just got to understand what holding is. He's got to understand.
We can't have it cost us the game, B, or cost us.
Last year we were 15-2. I don't know where it cost us anything.
Well, I'm just saying.
He was almost a full-time starter the whole year. And this year we're 5-2. He hasn't cost us any games.
Yeah, I was going to say, and to be honest, this year, I mean, while he had costly penalties, it didn't really cost the Lions much of anything. No,
he didn't. What happened was he adjusted in the second half, which is something that another thing he's got to learn to do. I said, it's okay. Okay, you come out there and you mess up in the first half of the game, but dude, and then you come in the second half and clean everything up. Well, you should be doing that as soon as you hit the football field. You shouldn't be doing that as a halftime adjustment. That's not a halftime adjustment, dude. That's your job.
Yeah,
do it from start to finish. 60 minutes.
Y'all keep talking. I'll be right back.
All right, for sure. And then, on top of that, I would look and say, well, if you look at his first couple of games that he played, look who he's been matched up against. He's been matched up against some of the best wide receivers. And, going into his second year where he's still learning his technique, I mean, really just be honest, he's going to have a couple penalties. Now, is he handsy? Absolutely. He's going to have be able to make that transition. It's not college anymore. You can't use your hands. They want you to really be able to guard without using your hands much. And I think that he will be able to adjust. He just has to adjust. He has to take note of what everybody's saying, learn the game a little bit more, and develop his technique. And I know you weren't talking about bench Arnold just yet, but I mean, I have seen a lot of Lions fans say bench Arnold, and it's too early for that.
Well, I think the reason why, and I'm going to push back on what you said, B, about the Raiders, because the Raiders are a trash organization. Okay. They can't even get quarterback right. I'm sorry, Captain Jack, if you're listening. They are terrible. Okay. So Meek Robinson is on a terrible team. Meek actually has the coaching with Deshae, has the coaching from Shep, and he is head and shoulders hell of a better player than he was on the Raiders. So the thing is that what the fans are seeing, they're seeing the success of what Meek has been able to go out there and compete. And that's why they are clamoring for that. However, yes, Tyrion still needs time. Yes, he's still young. Yes, I understand that. But what I'm saying is that, listen, a lot of these cornerbacks in the NFL are grabby too. Okay? Sauce is a perfect example. He will grab you at the line. He will grab you when you're on your breaks and never gets called. Why? Is because he's one of the best cornerbacks out there. Tyrion Arnold has a reputation.
Why is that? Because the dude knows when to grab and when not to grab.
Well, and
Arnold is still learning that kind of stuff.
But here's the point.
And let me push back on the Meek thing too. Look, a cornerback is somewhere you rarely have to play on your own. Okay, you can get taught some techniques and stuff like that. But cornerback it don't make a difference what kind of team you're on, what kind of team is trash or whatever. If they're throwing on you, your job is to what? Break up the pass, prevent the pass from being caught, or pick it off, or whatever the case may be. Get a PBU. That's your goal in life. So there's not much to train a cornerback on. What cornerbacks need to be trained on is basically they're one of the besides quarterback, I think they're one of the most important people on a team because they have to, first of all, they have to know the receivers' routes that they're going against. They also have to know the quarterback's tendencies. They have to know, they got to know, they just got to know all that stuff. And it's kind of like being a quarterback, but you're in a defensive position. So I think Meek.
But you don't think, but let me say this. You don't think that Meek benefits better than playing with guys like Brian Branch and Kirby Joseph than he was playing on the Raiders?
I was just going to ask you that question.
Who was on the Raiders outside of Meek Robinson that you could say was actually as good as a Brian Branch or Kirby Joseph? Nobody, or even a Reed.
Right.
Like
again, that's purely for communication purposes only. If the only way that makes it look bad is if, like, for instance, if you're playing zone and the safety bites on a play and you're covering a guy and you're expecting the safety to be out there because you let him go so he can go into the zone. Right. And if the safety isn't there, then that's the safety's fault. And it makes the cornerback look bad because, to a normal fan, because they expect him to play him all the way. Man, no. In certain coverages, you can't do that. That's just a communication issue. If your team is bad, that means you don't have anybody.
Well, I'm just saying that
individually.
But with Meek Robinson, I'm not saying Meek Robinson's just shut down corner. Not by saying that by no means at all. Not even a nickel. He gets exposed at nickel at times too. The thing is that the guy competes and he plays bigger than his size. That's what Antonio Pierce said when he went to the Lions. He's like, this dude plays bigger than his size. And then you hear about Shep talking about him. Shep saw him go against those LSU boys in college, and he didn't back down. And Shep knows that this guy is not going to turn away from a fight. So that's all I'm saying. It's like this
physical. And for his position, I think he benefits by playing with players like Kirby Joseph, Brian Martin, and those guys.
He's got that aura. He's got that aura about himself too. Like when you hear him talk,
guard him up against somebody like in the pinch, like God forbid any of this has to happen. But if he needs to go out there and guard Devontae Smith or AJ Brown, I'm not going to be too happy with that matchup because they're long, they're tall, physical receivers, and he'd be able to be on those guys.
That's something he doesn't have. He doesn't have a lot of speed either. That's why you don't. That's why he should never be in a CB2 position. Nickel is one thing because you can actually be more physical as a nickel than you can be as a corner most of the time because you can get beat off the ball as a cornerback, a CB1 or 2. But as a nickel, you can physically, move receivers because you're within that 5 yards and it's easier to do because you got.
But also too, they're moving receivers around everywhere now. They put them in the nickel, they put them in the slot, they put them on the outside. I mean, these receivers can go to every position on the field. But the thing is, like, just talking about Arnold, the thing is with Arnold is I want Arnold to get better. He has to get better. He's a first-round draft pick. Like, he has to be a solid cornerback for us if we want to go to the Super Bowl. It's just that simple because he's got the size. He's got the tutelage coming from Alabama. Alabama plays a pro-style offense. So he goes against pros all the time. So, I mean, he's just got to stop grabbing. That's the thing. Just stop grabbing the freaking receiver.
And I think he'll be able to. I think he'll be able to develop that mentality of not using it as much. And
everything that you guys are saying is the same thing I heard when Slade joined the team.
Yeah,
he was a rookie. I
thought Slade was
same exact thing.
He wasn't grabbing as much.
Oh yes, he was. Oh yes, the hell he was.
I saw Slade getting toasted a lot.
He got toasted and he grabbed a lot. That's why he was grabbing a lot because he didn't have the back pedal good enough to do. To keep up with it. He had to learn that stuff.
3 seasons to become big play Slay.
Yeah. That's the difference between Arian, TA, and Slay. Slay had to develop his ability as a corner, where Terrion Arnold already has that ability. The problem with him is he's just trying too hard to stop that corner. He could. Do you ever see it? Even his holds, and even a holds, ain't have to panic. He doesn't panic.
It looks like he does panic because if the guy gets by him. He grabs him.
Do you ever see anybody get by Terry and Arnold?
Yes.
No, you don't, Nate. Stop.
Never.
No, you don't.
No, I have. I'll find some film on it.
He saved a couple of touchdowns where it was a penalty, but he saved a couple.
He's gotten toasted a couple of times, man.
Anybody get past him. He's not going to
Well,
let
anybody. I'm talking on a consistent basis, man. A couple of times, every damn cornerback in the league, no matter who they are.
But you asked the question, does he get? I said yes. You didn't say consistently. No, he doesn't consistently. No, he usually stays in front of his guy.
Come on, you ought to automatically know that. Stop being literal, dude. I'm talking about.
I'm just giving you what you're saying, bro.
You say like he's getting beat all the time. So that's the reason why we even came up with that. You say he gets beat all the time. You don't get beat all the time.
But he also impedes a lot. He also gets called for impeding receivers' routes. That's the same thing, right?
No, that's a hold. That's all that is.
Anyways, the point is going back to what you said, B. If you want this team in the Super Bowl this year, because you said this is the year they go to Super Bowl, Terrian has to be good. He can't be bad. He can't hold, because what's going to happen is two things. First off, the NFL knows that this guy holds a lot. First and foremost. Second of all, every coach on the other side is going to be like, go throw it 6. Because he's got a tendency of holding and will get a first down every time. He's got to shake that. That's all he got to do. If he can do that, hey man, we got a hell of a secondary. Well, we still do, but you know what I'm saying.
I was just gonna say I think our secondary is still damn good.
I need that CB2 to do better.
I just need everybody to lay off Terry and Arnold for at least another year and a half. Just leave him alone, okay? If he can't get it by year 3, regardless if we go to a Super Bowl or not. He's just not.
Can we? Okay, let me ask you this question. Honest question. Can we get to the Super Bowl if Terry Arnold continues to struggle? Yes or no?
Yep. Because if we can win 15 games with Terry and Arnold in the lineup, we certainly can get to a Super Bowl and win a Super Bowl.
Yep, I agree.
Okay.
Defense is damn good enough to be able to stop passing attacks, especially with our defensive line being as good as it is now with the addition of Lee McNeil coming back.
Let's shift focus there. Like, how big was Lee McNeil? Yesterday.
Big time.
Like, you saw that from the second play of the game. He literally blew up the whole middle of the line and put it in Baker's lap.
Absolutely, big time. They can't guard everybody on that defensive line. It's going to be very hard to see who you're going to double team. You're going to get McNeil or Hutch. Al-Quadin Muhammad is drawing double teams now, so it's like, who are you going to double team? Because you can't do everybody.
Did you see that stat that DJ Reader was one of the most double teamed guys in the interior?
I did not see
that. That's why he's got bad back.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah, exactly. And that's gonna change now, because you cannot double team Reader and leave Mac 1-on-1, because one thing about Mac is he looks slimmer. I don't know if y'all noticed that. He looks like he lost some more weight. He looks a lot more slimmer, and his get off is a lot more impressive. He did.
Yeah, and I don't know if you heard his post-game interview where he was basically saying that it was something missing from his life. I'm paraphrasing, but he was talking about
Mac.
Yeah, missing from his life, and
you got to think about it, man. You got to think about it when you're playing at an all-time level and you got a huge contract, and then you go out for the rest of the year. You feel like you let your team down. You know, Aiden would be the first one to tell you that. Mac would. You know, if Mac is healthy and Aiden's healthy, y'all, I'm telling you right now, I don't care what anybody says. We were in the Super Bowl. I don't give a shit what anybody says. You can't tell me that defense, the way they were playing with those dudes, they weren't going to get to the Super Bowl within their own house. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like,
I can see that.
It was going to happen.
I can see that.
But you know a guy I want to talk about too? I want to talk about Jack Campbell, because Mr. Jack Campbell, and honestly, you can make a case for him. Now, it's going to suck because I think Aiden's right now Defensive Player of the Year. Jack Campbell could be in that same argument. Wouldn't y'all say?
No. For Defensive Player of the Year?
He's got sacks. He's got forced fumbles. He covers well. He's high in tackles. Name me a linebacker that's playing better than him right now.
Nick Benito.
He's an
Boom. No, he's not. He's a linebacker.
Well,
I know because I got him on my fantasy team, and that's what it says under his name, linebacker. So,
Jack Campbell's playing.
That dude's got he plays like you're supposed to. You know how you're linebackers that are in this day and age where linebackers are, where they rush the passer too. Like we got a couple linebackers that do that. Barnes for a minute.
Barnes.
But I don't consider
So
Nick Benito a linebacker because he's making more of his hay in sacks because they're rushing him. Now he can play linebacker.
But that I don't know he's just rushing from a linebacker position. It doesn't mean he's not a linebacker.
So he's playing the TJ Watt roles, what he's doing.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Yep. TJ Watt. Yeah.
Well, Jack's doing everything. Jack's running around the field like covering like he's the only guy out there.
Who was that? Oh, he broke up a pass on someone. Who was it? Was that
he was on a wheel route with a running back and he literally broke that up. Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
That was a good play because he saved a chunk yardage play right there too. So yeah, man. I give Jack Campbell his flowers.
Another guy too.
Played good in that game.
Another guy too. What about Derek Barnes?
Derek Barnes was good too. He had his spots where he came in there and did his thing.
Did y'all see him rushing the passer? Man, that was exciting to see.
He bat the ball down at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Bro, for some odd reason, he gets in Baker Mayfield's head. Did anybody ever notice that? He gets in Mayfield's head.
He doesn't really
first you pick him off, and then you bat a couple of his passes. Off of him. It's like, dude. It's like anytime
in the playoffs.
Barnes, he just folds.
All right, wrapping up real quick. Any final thoughts on this game?
Yeah, really quick. I think the Lions just show how much depth that they have and how serious contenders that they are, even with the injuries they have, and they're going to get healthy throughout the season. But they just show how much of a contender that they really are. If you don't have them being the best team in the league, you have to at least put them in your top 3 because they're consistent with offense and defense, and they're still covering their spreads. So,
B.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of figured they were going to win this game, but it was going to be a hard game for them to win. Everybody's talking about, they're going to beat them by 20 points. They're going to beat them by 40 points. No, that ain't going to happen. Tampa Bay, you got to respect Tampa Bay. They're a very good team too. Yeah. I think both the defenses played pretty well. I mean, I know Tampa Bay gave up 24 points, but at the same time, they made Goff as uncomfortable as he could possibly be. If it wasn't for the Lions running game, man, we'd be in trouble because Goff looked very uncomfortable in that pocket. He was making throws that were missing players way out.
And credit Bowles, man.
He threw a dunk. He threw a bad interception he should have never thrown. Mm-hmm. He took a couple of sacks he should have never took because he wasn't aware of the pass rush coming toward him. You got to look at that stuff. And this is something that concerns me about Goff going forward because he started off the season with really good awareness. But then as it's going along, it seems like he's losing that because he thinks that the offensive line, and I understand if you want to trust your offensive line, that's fine. But at the same time, you have to have that clock ticking in your head. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. Somebody's probably coming to get me. Let me get the hell up out of this pocket.
I still think he has that.
Yeah, and let's also be fair. The Bucs and the Chiefs are better defenses than what we've played before. I mean, those are good defenses. They're blitzing defenses. Like that's how they get Goff. You have to blitz them.
Yeah,
I ain't giving no credit to the Chiefs. No, I'm not doing it. You ain't gonna see me giving credit to them.
Well, we lost. Doesn't matter.
Really though, I have to say,
frauds.
To say that losing 2 offensive linemen the way that they did, the center and Frank Ragnow and Kevin.
It's a work in progress, man.
That's big, and for Jared Goff to still be completing over 70% of his passes. I mean, that's just the testament of how good Jared Goff really is.
The Titans are horrible.
Yeah.
Okay. That's where Ziegler's at. What do you think that it would happen if the Lions were to bring back Ziegler?
I don't think he wants to come back because his family's in Tennessee.
Now, I got a question for you, B. Would you be open to that? Because I think Mahogany's playing pretty well. Don't you?
I mean, but he has family in Tennessee. He wanted to go to Tennessee for that reason.
Well, yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, just for for sake of conversation.
Well, he won't, unless he has a trade clause in his contract. Tennessee can trade him.
True, they could
whenever you want to. So it's
but I think the Lions would rely on the young guys and just let them play it out. But that's just me. I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean that's good. I mean Ratledge is kind of not. He has some good games and he has some bad game. Simo's the same thing too. I've seen like that game against the Chiefs. whiffing on blocks. I mean, to the point where he just falling on his face in empty space.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, come on.
I'm telling you guys, when you have two rookie linemen, and yes, I know Mahogany's not a rookie, but I still call him a rookie. When you have two rookie linemen, you're going to have ebbs and flows the season. It's just the way it's going to be. You're not going to really see how good these guys are until year 2 or year 3.
With the exception of Philadelphia and Minnesota, do you see any edge rushers on there, or do you see any interior defensive linemen that really scares you when they're faced up against Graham Glasgow, Zeiler, or Mahogany?
Probably Carter and Davis.
Well, no, I'm saying with the exception of Philly.
I
don't see really anybody that really just like kind of scares me where they jump off.
I don't see Minnesota being scary either.
I don't either, yeah.
Right, but I think that the only reason why I say that is because I respect Brian Flores and his defense
for sure. But he does it more by the blitz. He doesn't do it by running forward. But let's wrap this up because I just want to say one thing about the Lions. There was a lot of meat left on the bone in that game. And we could have put up around 40 points.
At least
I really do. We had three drives in plus territory.
Tribute to the defense. I mean, and they were pretty good against the run, except for the. I mean, you say the 218 all-purpose yards for Jahmyr Gibbs was like mind-boggling, and he had that one long 78-yard run, but he was the only one really they shut Monty down. Mine didn't have no yards really, and
they did a really good job on the run, regardless.
Yeah, they did. They did. Overall, they did give up some yardage, but when they needed to shut down the run, they shut down the run.
And they've always done that against us. Like you think of all the Bucs games that we've played, the first thing they try to do is make us one-dimensional. And the thing is, the reason why we win games and they don't is we have explosive players. Because you look at all those games, you have Gibbs, you have J-Mo, you have St. Brown, you have Laporta, you have guys that literally can make 20 yards in one play because you have that explosiveness. And when you have that explosiveness, it's very hard to stop that team.
This team is well balanced.
Yeah.
Very complete.
All right.
Yeah, we'll see him.
We're going to – yeah, well, definitely we will. But good win. I'm happy about it. Go on your bye, get rest, get healthy. Like Dan said, all the Lions players are coming back. Get your popcorn ready. All right. We are moving on to the Pic'ems. And before we start that, B's got his power rankings. What's up, Liz?
Hi, guys. How are you?
Good.
Good. How you doing?
Give us your power rankings.
Good.
All right. Give us your power rankings, B.
All right.
Yeah, I was gonna say that 9 points definitely helped our point differential because we were giving up almost like 30 points the last 2 games, so that was good.
Yeah, Indianapolis, man.
Yeah,
I don't know what to say about them. I think that.
And if I'm not mistaken, they didn't give up an opening touchdown, did they? Opening drive touchdown.
No. All right, it's that time of the week. It's the Pic'ems. So, B, where does everybody stand?
All right. So, where the hell am I? Let's go. Where am I? Let's go. Hold on a minute. I'm discombobulated here.
It's okay.
Oh, all right. So, everybody did a pretty decent job. Everybody was above 500 this week. Nate, you were 10-5. Jay, you had just a little bit of a setback this week, but you're still 9-6. You're still leading. And me and Liz are also 10-5. So Nate, Jay is still ahead 60-30. Brian and Liz are still tied at 52-38 in second, and Nate is 51-39.
So one
we're
game.
We're gonna catch you, though, Jay. We're catching you. We're catching you, buddy. We're gonna catch you.
So it's very
got one game on you already.
To quote the great Stephen A. Smith, the list is fluid. It's fluid. So we got time. All right, let's go. Let's get these picks going. All right, Vikings and Chargers. Chargers are favored to win by 3 points. B.
I'm gonna take the Chargers. And the
cover.
Yep.
Okay. Jay.
Chargers in the points. I don't think Minnesota's going to.
Chargers are favored to win, y'all. So you're taking the cover.
Yeah.
I said that,
cover.
right?
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I said
cover.
Chargers. They're covering. Yeah, they're covering. I don't think Minnesota's good. They're going to be in for a surprise these next couple games. Give me the Chargers.
Liz.
I'll take the Chargers in the cover.
All right. I am taking the Chargers, and I am taking the cover. I think Justin Herbert's going to ball out this game. They saw what Jalen Hurts did to that defense, and I think Justin Herbert's going to have a get-right game. So give me the Chargers.
Trash.
Yep. All right, 49ers. Oh, wait a minute. We're not doing that one yet. Oh, sorry. Bears and Ravens. Ravens are favored by 6.5. B.
Uh,
That must mean that Jackson's back.
Nope.
He is.
not yet.
Oh, no,
6.5?
I heard he's not.
Yeah, but
Well, they heard he's
in-
tentative. He just didn't practice one day this week.
Yeah, he's
That's
coming.
what it
He's
is.
coming back. He's playing. That's why it's 6.5.
He should be. I'm gonna go on a limb and take the Ravens. But I'm taking
That's
points.
a limb?
Not just yeah.
Wow.
Well, because the Ravens suck. They suck.
They're getting
Okay,
number 8 back, so he makes up for a lot of issues.
Eh,
I'm just saying.
eh.
All right.
I'm
So you're
taking the points though.
Taking the points. All right, Jay.
Same. Give me the Ravens. I'm taking the points, though. I think Lamar
All
Jackson
right.
makes a big impact this week.
Liz.
Taking the Bears.
You're taking the Bears. All right.
Oh, dang it.
I'm with y'all. I think the Ravens win close. They haven't been dominant, but I think that they get the dub at home, and Lamar should be back. So yeah, give me the Ravens, but the points of the Bears for sure. All right, Bills and Panthers. Bills are favored to win by 7. B.
I got the Bills in this one. I think it's
Cover?
going to be the first home. First home loss. They're bitter right now. They lost 2 in a row against Atlanta, and then they lost against New England. I think they're like pissed right now. So
Yeah.
I think they're going to take it out.
All hell's going to break loose. They're going to start breaking their
I keep
own
trying to
tables.
tell. I keep trying to tell Sonia. Yeah, so they're 4-3. Okay, don't get all you played some weak ass teams. Okay, come on, chill out with that. The Panthers, they're at home. They people think, well, they should give them the Bills need to go in there and whoop that behind.
And also too, B. I don't know if Young's going to play.
Oh yeah, Young's not playing. Timothy Dalton. That's what I call him.
That's why it's 7. So the Carrot Top's going to play.
Carrot Top.
All right, Jay.
Right.
Give me the Bills to cover, man. This is a Josh Allen type game right here. If they can stop Chuba Hubbard, they're going to kill the Carolina Panthers. Give me the Bills.
Yeah, Rico.
That's the only thing in this game that might make this game a lot closer than that spread, because they are having a hard time stopping that run.
Stopping the run, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Liz.
I'm going to take Bills to cover.
Okay. Yeah, I'm also going to take the Bills to cover. And honestly, if Young was playing, I would probably take the points. But since he's out for this game, give me Josh Allen. This could get ugly. I agree with B. Josh Allen's hell-raised fury is ready to make a turn after losing 2 bad games. So get ready.
And they are getting a couple defensive players back, so that'll help
PK's
them
back
a lot.
too. Yeah, definitely. Browns versus Patriots. Patriots are favored by 7. B.
Oh, I'm taking that all day.
Patriots cover?
Yeah.
All right, Jay.
Give me the Patriots, but I'm taking the points with the Browns because that's still a good defense. Still a really good defense.
Liz.
I'm gonna take Patriots to cover.
Okay. I'm going with Jay. I'm gonna take the Patriots, but I'm taking the points. That defense is still really good. And Drake May is playing really well, but 95 is going to say about that. That's all I got to say. And defense travels. So, all right. Dolphins versus Falcons. Falcons are favored by 7. B.
Oh, yeah, definitely. At home, too? Come on.
All right. Jay?
Yeah, man. Give me the Falcons to cover, man. I think this is a game where Mike McDaniel gets whacked.
Said that last week.
This
they're
might
not gonna fire him. They already came out and said they're not gonna fire him. They're standing.
This might be it.
You know how these teams are, though. We're not going to fire you 24 hours later. We're going to let you.
I mean, if he loses 70 to 0, they probably will fire him. Liz,
right?
Falcons
cover.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna take the Falcons to win, but the points. I think the Dolphins keep this close. Don't ask me why. I just think it happens. All right. Eagles versus Giants. Eagles are 7-point favorites. B.
Giants are going to win this one in a revenge game.
Woo!
I'm going to take the points, though. I'm not the Giants. I mean the Eagles.
The
Eagles. I'm taking the Eagles and the points.
And the points.
Yeah.
Okay. Jay.
Yeah.
The Giants are like, dang, boy.
I think the Giants, they are proving themselves to be good, but they just aren't there yet. I think they keep it close. Eagles
so take the points. Okay, yep. Eagles points. Liz?
I'm gonna do the same. Eagles and points.
Man, we're all picking the same thing, so all our picks are gonna be the same.
Yep.
Yeah, give me the Eagles. Give me the Eagles and the points. Yeah, this game's always close, but the Eagles are out for blood, so it could get ugly. We'll see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Jets
should be playing.
Yeah, Jets versus Bengals. Bengals are getting are favored to win by 6.5. B.
I can't pick the Jets no more. I'm trying to give
pick them. You can
every
just take
opportunity.
Tyrod Taylor is the starting quarterback. FYI, it is not just the Fields. He got benched.
That's probably the reason why the spread is 6.5, and it's at the Bengals too, and they just got done beating Pittsburgh. Oh yeah, I'm taking the Bengals.
They also have Chase and T. Higgins, so you know.
Yeah.
Higgins.
Jay.
I'm taking the Bengals, man. And I'm taking them to cover. Yes, sir.
Liz.
Bengals to cover.
I'm taking the Bengals, but I'll take the points. I'm going to give AG one more chance, man. That defense has got to keep it close, but I'll take the Bengals to win. All right. Bucs and Saints. Bucs are favored to win by 5.5. B.
Ooh.
No Mike Evans out for the rest of the
division.
year.
Division.
Mm-hmm.
Probably will have Godwin back, and they had Ibuka.
Maybe Irving.
It's at the Dome, right? It's in
Saints. Yeah. It's in New Orleans. Tampa Bay's coming off of a rough loss too.
Baker's pissed as hell. Probably my 5 touchdowns on the board.
I am going to tentatively take the Bucs, and
to cover.
I'm gonna take the Bucs. No, I'm gonna take the points because I think the Saints will make it close. They've been in some games. I mean, they played just about all their games except for the Seattle game close. So I'm gonna take it with the points. Take the Bucs with the points.
Jay,
same. I'm gonna take the Bucs, but I'm taking the points as well. I think any divisional game that's going to be close. So
Liz,
Bucs and the points.
I'm taking Saints.
All right.
Nation. All right.
Oh.
All right. I like that. Baker is redder than the color on his uniform. Give me the Bucs and the cover. It's going to get ugly. All right. Broncos versus Cowboys. Broncos are favored by 3.5. B.
Oh, this is in Mile High too. Yeah, I'm going Broncos. And 3.5. They give them 3.5.
That's because they're at home.
It's at home.
I mean, this is a defense that I love. Dak's been doing a great job this year. He's been awesome. The offense hasn't been the problem with the Cowboys, but they haven't played real defense yet, and the Broncos are real defense. So,
but I think struggling has lowered the spread.
Yeah, well, I don't think that's going to happen. I'm going and I'm taking I'm covering the Broncos.
Broncos in the cover. Gotcha. Jay.
Give me the Cowboys.
All right.
Points.
Liz.
Cowboys. That's an upsetter.
That would be an upset. Liz.
Definitely.
I don't know. Okay, let me do Broncos.
Take Broncos to cover or point?
Yeah, I'm taking Broncos to cover.
Okay. Yeah, I'm taking the Broncos. I'll probably take the points of the Cowboys. I think the Broncos win by a field goal. Game's be pretty close. All right, Titans versus Colts. Colts are 14-point favorites.
And I don't see why we shouldn't be saying I'm going to take them to cover. They might beat them by 30.
Come on. They probably will.
Jay.
Who are they playing again?
Titans.
Hey, to be fair, the Titans played well for a half, and then they got blown out. But that was because freaking
that's
Ward
the whole point.
Coach, but I'm taking the points, man. I'm taking the points. That's just too big of a spread right there.
Yeah. Liz.
The Colts.
You're taking the cover?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I'm taking the Colts, but I'm with Jay. I'm taking the points because you know why? Because the Colts like to run the football, and that's going to keep it. That's going to keep the spread close.
But you know what? Remember something. The Colts lead the league in point differential.
I know. I
Jonathan
get it.
Jonathan Taylor. He ran like a nut last game, and that was against pretty much a pretty good defense.
I get it. Colts, the Titans still have some pride on defense. It was the offense that screwed them over.
They don't have any good run defense, though, but whatever.
We'll see. All right. Packers or Whackers versus the Steelers. Packers are favored by 3. B.
You know what? They're going to Pittsburgh, and it's Aaron Rodgers. Ain't no damn way Packers win this game. I'm going with the Steelers.
All right, Jay.
Give me the Whackers. They're on the road and they're favorite. I think they're just going to be too much for the Steelers, man. Give me the Whackers.
We don't need them to win anymore.
I don't want them to lose.
Those are the same things we said about Cleveland and the same thing we said about the Cardinals.
But they barely beat the Cardinals with a backup quarterback.
And Dallas, they were supposed to blow out Dallas, but they couldn't do that either. So,
all right, Liz.
They're pretenders.
Green Bay.
Of course.
The cover?
I saw you over there clapping.
Yep.
You're crazy. Give me Pittsburgh, and it's not even going to be close. They're going to whoop.
Watch out.
Asrod. Yes, I can't. Oh, we can do that. Asrod is going to wipe his butt clean with them. Moving on.
Titans for the upset, really, Robbie? Okay.
I would love that.
Hi, Robbie.
It's going to happen, man.
What's up, Robbie?
You kidding me? Have you seen Green Bay play? They barely win games.
But they win.
And we win too.
Like I said, side bet.
Aaron Rodgers played for Green Bay. Green Bay screwed Aaron Rodgers.
Well, actually, to be fair, Asrod screwed himself, but that's besides.
Thank you.
But I mean, they also.
In his mind, they screwed him.
It doesn't matter. The point is that he's out for vengeance. He wants this game. He had this game circled on the calendar when they played. That's why he wanted to play for the Steelers.
They 2-4 spread, bro. I don't know, man. And they on the road too. Okay, I'm gonna keep my pick. I'm keeping my pick.
Yeah, well, we'll see who's laughing. All right, and Commanders and Chiefs. Chiefs are getting 10 points at home.
Oh my gosh.
I think I'm wrong. At home, yes.
Swifties.
I think the Chiefs, I'm going with them.
Yeah. Are we all going to just unanimously agree that the Chiefs in the cover? Because they start Commanders will start Mariota. And he's going into a hostile environment.
That's right. That's why it's 10 points. Yeah. Give me the Chiefs.
Commanders ain't the team that we thought they were going to be.
And the refs won't let them keep it close.
He's talking about the Pittsburgh Green Bay one. He does that every time.
Pittsburgh,
You're
bro.
a jack off if you don't pick Pittsburgh.
Yeah, that me, bro.
I will give you one reason why Pittsburgh will win that game going away. DK Metcalf. Green Bay can't guard a cold. Nate Hobbs was getting torn up like he stole something. All right. All right. And finally, Liz's game. 49ers against the Texans. The Texans are a 1.5 favorite. B.
It's almost like, they're trying to bait you in these games with the San Francisco 49ers because they always usually win on these covers because they're always close.
Right.
Damn. I'm sure Liz is going to give us a reason why, the Texans didn't do very good against Seattle, but they are at home. San Francisco's got to lose sometime. They just got to lose. I just don't have faith in them.
On a roll, man.
Yeah, she's going to the game. Yeah. I'm gonna go with Liz this time. I'm gonna take the Texans just out of sheer faith. That's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, they don't have very much faith in this game at all because it's only 1.5 points.
And it's in Houston.
Yes.
Houston. Mm-hmm.
Give me Houston. And who are favorites in that game?
Texans.
Houston.
The Texans.
Yeah, Houston to cover. Let me Houston to cover.
Liz.
Houston.
We know who Liz is going to go with.
You can just skip me, Nate.
So this one.
Ooh, since 1975.
They do, Robbie.
It's about to change, Robbie.
Hey, yo, give me 2 seconds, y'all. Just talk about each other real quick.
All right.
Is that the last game?
Nate was the one that was supposed to go last.
Yeah. What the heck? He always goes against my team, anyways.
Was that the last game, or
that was the last game?
Because that was everybody's on a bye.
Yeah, that was the Texans. Who else we have? We
That
did
was
Washington, KC. Yeah, because
we can sit back. We can
6 teams on a bye.
All
What you got,
yeah.
Nate?
I'm gonna. So this is kind of interesting matchup for me because the Texans look horrible yesterday, like really bad.
Mm-hmm.
And offensively, they did. Defensively, they look good. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But Christian McCaffrey looked crazy good on Sunday night. So I'm going to take the Texans. I mean, it's 1.5 points, so I guess I'll take them to cover. Yeah. But watch out for Christian McCaffrey, man. If they can't stop Christian McCaffrey, it's going to be bad news Bears. So, all right, give me the Texans.
Hey, you want to know something, though, Robbie?
That's how you really feel, Robbie.
Robbie, really quick, you want to know something? He wanted to do that to the Jets too, but the Jets ate him up. Yeah, they won.
Exactly.
They ate him up. So
Exactly.
But they won, though. They still won.
So Mr. Love is about to eat him up too.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah, that's a threat.
Love is bum.
Yeah, I think the only person that they have to worry about, the two people that they worry about is Rashawn Gary and Micah Parsons. That's it.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't think they're going to.
And Rodgers has been getting the ball out quick, so they're going to be pretty much non-existent.
I don't know. His arthritis is acting up, so we'll see.
Yeah, DK Metcalf.
All he's got to do is take some fungus. He'll be fine.
All right, so that wraps up the Pic'ems. Thank you, Liz.
Thank you,
See
Liz.
you
Thank you,
for
guys.
the Texans. And we are going to talk some grading, fellas. Get your pencils out. If you have papers and you can put the grade, that'd be better. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to give grades to each position of the Lions. We're about the halfway point of the season. Crazy to believe it. We're already there. Our beloved Lions are 5-2. So let's talk about the grades for each position. We'll start with quarterback, Mr. Jared Goff. What grade do you give him, Jay?
I'm going to give Jared Goff a B+. And reason why I'm giving him a B+ is while he's still completing 70% of his passes, sometimes he can be a bit slew-footed in the pocket. But when that pocket is clean, he's an assassin. So I give him a B+.
Okay. B.
I'm giving him a flat B.
All right. Hey.
Because what Jay said basically, he does his pocket awareness has been dipping lately. He needs to get recovered from that. That's what he needs to do.
Yeah. I think at times he feels like he can do more than he should, and he doesn't have to. And part of it's play calling, part of it's him. So, just to give quick stats on him, 1,600 yards, 15 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, 74% completion rating. That's impressive.
Leads the league. Mm-hmm.
Yep. 1.16 rating. I'm with Jay. Give me a B+. It would be an A, but his awareness the last couple of games against better defenses has been a struggle. But also, too, the interior line has not played well either. So there's a lot of factors there.
He used to lead the league in touchdowns, but now Stafford does. So how about
15-3? I'll take that all day for a Lions quarterback, right? Come on.
Mm-hmm.
All right, running backs. B, what do you give them?
Are we doing an individual or as a unit?
Just as unit, yeah.
As a unit, I'll give him a B+, and I think the reason I put the plus on there is because of Jahmyr Gibbs. Jahmyr Gibbs has been outstanding. Monty had that one game where he just tore everything up, but Jahmyr has been on a constant tear. Yeah. So,
okay. Jay,
I'm giving him a A-. Now, with the A-, the reason why I didn't give him a perfect grade is because Montgomery seemed to be starting a little bit slow, but Jahmyr Gibbs has been nothing short but spectacular. He's averaging over 5 yards per carry. Absolutely. He got 530-something yards on top of how many touchdowns?
6. 6 for Gibbs, 4 for Monty.
You understand what I'm saying? So he's been nothing short but spectacular. And, I mean, they're undefeated still when they both score in a game. So that really says a lot how impactful they are. So only reason why I'm that minus right there is because I just want Monty to pick it up just a little bit more. Just a little bit.
I'm giving them a solid B+ because reality is, and I think B made a good point one time, certain games is going to feature one running back over the other.
Just once.
The Bucs, honestly, that was a Gibbs game. It was not a Monty game. Not with Vita Vea in the middle. Mm-hmm. Now, when there's not a big interior guy that's a dominant pusher of the middle, it's probably more of a Monty game than a Gibbs game, But to be honest, Gibbs can be any game. But I would say that yesterday was for sure a Gibby game. Like the space, the awareness, the speed. Monty doesn't have that, and that's okay. That's not his fault. It's just the way they're built. Gibbs has 526 yards right now and 104 attempts. Monty has 78 attempts at 355. Gibbs has 6 touchdowns. Monty has 4. So,
what's the yards per carry for Gibbs?
Yards per
he had 8 last night.
5.1. David is 4.6.
Yeah, something like that.
They're both over 4. That's
hey, don't ever call Monty a power back. He don't like that shit at all.
No. B, he's a running back.
He's a running back.
Is that what he called him?
He called him a power back, and he kept calling him a power back, and then he just totally shut E out of the whole damn conversation when they were having an interview with him. He was what were you saying? He was like, what were you saying, Amon? Because I'm not talking to your brother. I don't know what's going on with him.
Because the thing is, power back's insulting because when you look at power back, that means a guy that gets short yardage carries. Which, to be honest, Monty doesn't even get short yardage carries anymore.
Well, he said the reason why he didn't like because it kind of defines him as a certain type of back, and that's not what he is. Because he can, like he said, did you not see me run that 78-yard touchdown against the Chargers last year, and I juked out 2 people?
I did.
He was no, I mean that's what he was asking E. I was like, yeah, he's got a point there.
Mm-hmm. All right. So B+. All right, let's go to the receivers. B, what do you say?
I will give them an A-. I think that,
and we're including
Amon is bringing everybody up to that grade because he's just when you notice a drop pass and you think, and that takes away from the entire game, the morality of the entire game, mentality of the entire game. That tells you how important that dude is on that team. Mm-hmm. He's definitely the star on that team. So with him and JMO, they needed, like we had this conversation via text, Nate, me and you, about him having to have to get more plays. Like when Ben, that was something that Ben did different that Morty's not doing right now. Ben used to get J-Mo involved in plays, even if he wasn't passing it to him, he'd get him involved in plays. So I want to see that happen to J-Mo because that's electrifying. He does really, he's fast. So when he does those sweeps, oh, dude, he ain't gonna catch that. San Francisco found out the hard way.
You get him in a phone booth and it's good night. Yeah,
you can't get him. So and they need to get better on that. Laporta, I'm considering, tight end is also a receiver.
Yes,
he's doing better this year than he was last year at this time, I believe. Let's see who else they got.
Tesla,
right?
Tesla. Besides the one game he had a touchdown in, or
he'll get better over the bye week.
Yeah. I mean, they're not really kind of looking for him too, which is kind of something I'm not liking too much.
They'll work him in.
Start looking for him because he's a fast guy too. But I give him A- just because of Amon. Period.
Okay. Jay,
I want to say A, and I'm going to say this receiving core is perfect. You want to know why? Because Amon-Ra St. Brown, all-pro. He's still playing at an all-pro level. Let's just call it what it is.
Steady Eddie.
Williams, even though he hasn't gotten the targets and he's not making the biggest production statistically, he's still throwing out blocks. He is still being draw away the safety in the corner away from Amon-Ra.
Being a team player, right.
Where Amon-Ra can do whatever the hell it is he wants to do. I mean, even the reason why I mentioned Tesla is because even he is starting to draw more attention. And I mean, it's like
Tesla does. I don't think Tesla knows the whole book yet, y'all. I think he's still getting.
He doesn't, but I mean, even when he's on the field, he got somebody glued in his pocket because they know that he can make circus catches. And if you're in the end zone, watch out because he's a sneaky end zone target. So I would say that this receiving core has been nothing less than perfect, man. While Amon-Ra had a drop, he came back the next game and how many receptions yesterday?
Yeah, eight for like 76, I think. Yeah,
you know what I mean.
A touchdown. Yeah.
So I mean, I gotta give it to our receiving core, man. I gotta give it.
Okay. I'm with you. I'm with DJ. I'm gonna give him an A. I'm gonna say this about the deep throws with J-Mo and Tesla because those are pretty much go kind of players, big guys that can do go routes. Until the line gets more solid in the interior, they're not gonna take a lot of shots with Goff. They got to get that line better for Goff to take those shots. And Goff lives in the intermediate. That's where his bread and butter is. And that's where Laporta and that's where Amon-Ra St. Brown eats. So it just is what it is. We got a lot of mouths to feed and I feel bad for J-Mo, man, or J-Mo 2.0 because he has to figure out all this every week. Like who's going to satisfy, who's going to be unhappy. It's just the way it is.
It happens, man. I mean, and one thing that a lot of people got to understand, you can't just force feed him the ball. It has to be a good play. It has to be a read that Jared Goff's seen. And
that Amon-Ra interception, that was a perfect example of force feeding the ball. No reason to throw that ball. There's three guys on him.
Anybody. Now, when you've seen a couple of times, more than I'd say at least 3 to 4 times, Jared Goff went to the line of scrimmage and you heard him say, kill. And they're killing the play. Who's to say that those plays weren't drawn up for J-Mo?
100%. 100. They mentioned that earlier. 100%.
Thematically, that's the reason why Goff is playing at the level he's playing now is because he's able to go to the line of scrimmage, read defenses, and see what he likes and what he doesn't like, and make those types of plays.
Another thing I heard too that I think there's some truth to is the NFL defenses are going more to 2 high safeties, which are taking away the deep ball and running this shell kind of defense. So they're basically limiting the explosives. So you're seeing a lot more running backs featuring or benefiting because of the shell defenses and the 2 high safeties. They're basically daring them to run the football. And like us, if you dare us to run the football, we'll run it all day. But some of these other teams that don't run the football at a high rate or are not very confident, they're shaky. And it depends on their line too, So something to think about that one too. Yeah. Real quick stats. Gibbs got 26 receptions for 194 yards, 7.5 average. Laporta's got 29 receptions, 339 yards, 11.7 average. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 50 receptions, 538, 10.8 yards reception. J-Mo, 17 receptions, 289 yards, and 17.0 yards per reception. So
that's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I know, right? It's like Amon-Ra's like, I got 500 yards, and J-Mo's right behind me with 300, and a lot less targets and catches. That's why he's special, man. I'm telling you, he's Deshaun Jackson, bro. Have you ever seen Deshaun Jackson? He's Deshaun Jackson. When you had Deshaun Jackson in fantasy football, there was games where he had 40 points. There's games he had 2 points. It just depends what the defense dictates.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's talk about the uglies up front. B, what grade do you give them?
I'm gonna give them a flat. I'm gonna give them a B-. I think they still need some work in progress, which to me is fair. I mean, I could give them a C+ too. C+ or a B-. Either one of those two grades would probably be good for them. But that's because they got the interior line that they have. They still are working through issues. So,
exactly.
But they've been doing pretty good overall. The Lions are 9th overall in offense. So, and 5th in rushing offense. And they are 13th in passing offense right now. So they're doing a lot more running, obviously. So that's good. But yeah, I'll give it B-.
I am going to say C+. And reason being is because when was the last time the Detroit Lions given up 4 sacks in a game? It's been a while. That's
they only gave up like 3 sacks in 3 games before that. Yeah. So
yeah, so when you
the last 2 games, actually, they gave up the most sacks.
So, and when you look at that, you gotta take into account that this is still a very young offensive line. Some people are still learning, and communication has to be there. It's not that it's a talent issue. I think it's still more of a communication issue. And anytime you got Graham Glasgow, who's probably, let's just say 60 to 80 pounds lighter than Vita Vea, and then you got Tate Ratledge, rookie, trying to guard that guy, he's going to get past him every single time. Now, Christian Mahogany, I expect a little bit more than him. Penei Sewell even drew a flag yesterday on a false start, critical penalty. So,
yeah, the pre-snaps got to stop, Jay. That's a great point. I'm so tired of these pre-snaps. Y'all are veteran players. Yes. No excuse for these pre-snap crap, man. It just kills drives.
So, I think that a lot of it is communication, and Dan Campbell will still emphasize that. So I think C+ is an appropriate grade for them. I think they can get better, but for right now, I got to give them C+.
All right. I'm giving them an incomplete, and I'll tell you why. For me, Decker's been gone. Sewell's been your mainstay. Graham has been your mainstay. You've got 2 rookies still in the middle of the line. I need to see more from this line. I mean, honestly, the grade really shouldn't come out to probably the end of the year because they're up and down. Like, there's games where Mahogany's got a high PFF grade. There's games where Tate's got a high PFF grade. There's games where Sewell's always got a high PFF grade. But I mean, like, Decker's got a high PFF grade. I've never seen – Graham is probably the one person I haven't seen have a high PFF grade. I think he's been, like, nearly the bottom almost every freaking PFF, which tells you, like, we definitely need to upgrade at center in the offseason if they don't want Tate to be the starter. I'm going to say incomplete. I'm sorry. I don't know. I need to see more. I just think with 2 young guys.
What do you see so far, Nate? I'm going to do grading, but I'm going to give them an incomplete because you should wait until the end of the season.
Well,
grades now, buddy. Going grades now.
I mean, if you put a gun to my head, I'd probably say C, and that's being generous because I'm not very happy with the line. Like the last 2 games, we've given up more sacks than we gave up the last 4 or 5 games. Like Goff's been sacked 13 times. It's not a lot. But the pressure
quality of teams that we're playing too.
True, that's fair, and they've had blitzed more, but we're also going to be facing more blitzing defenses going forward. Fangio, Flores, So yeah, we'll see. But I guess a C if you want to give it to me. But I really want to give it incomplete because Decker being gone really made me want to say incomplete because we haven't seen this unit as a whole all together. Like we saw one game and they look like shit. So.
I mean, regardless, Ragnall's gone.
C.
So I mean, that's something you just can't,
I will say, I will say
what the offensive line looks like right now.
Yeah, I will say
by
that.
the way, what did you say about what grade did you give the wide receivers name? I didn't.
I gave him an A.
An A? Okay.
Yeah, I gave him an A. I will say this about the line is that Goff's only been sacked 13 times. That's probably one of the best in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
We got 2 running backs near 500 yards on the season, and he's completing about 74% of his passes. So there you go. And we're one of the top offenses.
Now, I have a question for the both of you. When are we going to stop using the excuse of it being a young offensive line and say, you know what, at this point in time, you guys should know better?
After the season.
You give them a season. What about you, B?
Yes. I want a full season.
I mean, we always give the younger players 3 years to mature. So, but they're going to be offensive line is a really difficult position just to get thrown into, even as a rookie.
Right.
Your cream will rise to the crop in those situations, and you will find out who is your good offensive lineman, even with a year going on. When they get in the Super Bowl, is anybody going to be talking about the offensive line and who's bad? Right. See, but they can still have issues. They can still give up 4 sacks in the Super Bowl, still win the Super Bowl, and that's still offensive problems, right? So,
but I will say
you're right. You got to wait until after.
But I will say this: Graham needs to go. Can we all agree on that? We have to replace that center position.
Well, eventually.
Yeah, but it's going to be you're going to have to draft somebody or.
Well, of course, yeah. As I'm saying, we're going to have to address it in the offseason.
In the offseason, absolutely.
Yeah, because he got killed by Vita Vea, man. You want to know why Vita Vea was blowing up the middle? Because of fucking Graham.
Mm-hmm. Well, we knew that was going to happen.
Yeah, exactly. We saw Frank the Tank do it last year.
Vita Vea is a beast anyway. He's going to blow up most centers. Like last year, he couldn't do that because Ragnow was out there playing like tough. Ragnow
was balling.
Ragnow did get blown up a couple times against Vita Vea. You're not going to win that battle every time.
But he won most.
I don't care how good your centers are.
Yeah.
Kelsey has even got blown up by Vita Vea a few times when he was playing with Philadelphia. So Vita Vea is just a guy. I mean, he's a guy that just run your ass.
But it does. But it does concern me that the PFF grade for Graham has been low every time. That does concern me. He's not the bottom on this one, but he probably wasn't high either. So.
Well, I mean, always look at this grade too. He's a sucky run blocker. He's horrid as a run blocker. Pass blocker though, he's pretty damn decent. Where his 2 rookie counterparts on the east side of him, they basically have a bad passing grade all the time, but a very good running grade all the time. So they do good against the run. He is the one that does not do good against the run. And if you notice that where most of the sacks come from too is around him. Now I'm not saying he doesn't give up a sack. I think he's given up like 1 or 2 sacks, but not no more than Chris Mahogany and Simo and Rat has. So that's why the interior line has to really they're going to gel by the end of the season. Yeah, that's
my thing is that if Graham is not a good run blocker, you need him to be a good run blocker at that position, right? Because that's where the running backs run. That's where they ran behind Frank all the time, And if your point of the running attack is weak, well, you sure as hell better hope your guards are elite, and they're not. they're young guys themselves. So I don't know how these running backs have been able to carve out this much yards. So credit Hank on that one. So. All right.
I mean, like I said, they get their good blocks in there. I'm not, Frank is not completely dissolute as a run blocker. It's just that's not his strongest suit, and that's the reason why he's either middle of the pack or low when he gets PFF grades, because he doesn't complete that whole situation. See, same thing with Simo. Simo will have a good game. You'll see Rat up there once in a while, but they're not always consistently up there either. They're in the middle or at the bottom because they don't know how to do one thing or the other. So consistently.
That's fair. All right, let's move on to the defense. The D-line, what grades do y'all give them? B.
Well, I am going to give them, let's see, total defense, they're 8th in the league. I'm just saying the defense right now. Passing defense, they are way down there at 16. It kind of mirrors their offense, really, what their offense is doing, because their run defense is 5th as well. So I think once these guys get to a point where they they can finish. And that's what I'm waiting for these guys. I've been waiting for a long time for these guys when they get to the quarterback to finish. I know you can't get every sack. I know there's good quarterbacks out there that know how to elude. I understand that. But damn, they got 7 sacks on Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, we're still seeing them miss on sacks. It's so frustrating.
Bring that to every quarterback you play, not just Lamar. Okay, make those tackles, make those sacks. I'm going to give them, because they have, with Lee McNeil in a rotation. Defensive line is just going to be awesome. So I'm gonna give them a B+.
Okay, Jay.
Same B+. I think they can get a little bit better while they're doing good. I mean, you want to see them just get home a little bit more. You want to be able to see them rush 4 and get home and put a lot of pressure on the opposing quarterbacks. So I give them a B+. B+.
I'm gonna give an A. And I'll tell you why. Because when you looked at this D line before the season started, everybody was like, who do we have at end? We only have 2 ends. And you look at the guys that contribute on this D line, let's take Liam out of the equation because he just came back. You have Aiden, who we knew Aiden was going to be the guy. I mean, he sure as hell looks like the guy. I don't see any drop off in him at all. He looks even better with the spin moves, and he's got a bunch of moves now. So he's really worked on his craft. So I'm excited to see that. Mohammed, hell, who saw Mohammed come out of nowhere and just be a guy that not only gets sacks but pushes the pocket? Hell, that's what we wanted from Davenport. To push the pocket and get some sacks at times. Mohammed's been a force.
Yeah.
You saw Wheat last night. Wheat had 1.5 sacks. The guy that we claimed off of waivers that they were talking about. You have Tyleik Williams, who's played well as a rookie.
He tripped Baker.
Oh, I don't give a shit. Who cares? But anyways, whatever.
Yeah, he did get a cheap one out of him.
No, I know he did. Who cares? But then you got Tyleik Williams. DJ Readers had the most. Yeah, DJ Readers had the most double teams the whole season. I mean, like, you've got guys like even who else am I missing? Roy Lopez. The whole line is it's been stellar. They've outplayed their positions, in my opinion. That's why I give him a solid A. And then you add Lee McNeil now to the equation, and oh man, now everybody just fits, right?
Could you imagine if Onzarike was healthy?
Yeah. And they're going to get Pascal back. Davenport's going to be back. Hassasin is going to be back at some point. Like, get ready, man. Like, this D-line is deep, and it is fun to watch. All right.
That's why this year at this time for a bye week is great. In the middle of the season is basically when you want this bye week.
Want it,
Yeah.
All right. Let's talk about the linebackers. Jay.
Linebackers, I'm going to say a solid B, because I think they have upgraded. I think they have definitely upped the ante a little bit. I think they've played very well. Jack Campbell, I mean, this is how we want Jack Campbell to play. Jack Campbell has really taken command of that defense. And he looks better in the coverage. While we know our linebackers just aren't great in coverage, he does look good in coverage, I have to say. Barnes being versatile, being able to rush the passer and, just stay in the secondary, not secondary.
Like a Swiss Army knife, just land them anywhere you want on the field.
Second level, I think that helps that Lions defense out a lot. So I'm going to say a B.
B, what do you say?
Yeah, I'm going to give them a B as well. The highest, the ones that got the most tackles on our team are all linebackers. Top 3 tackles on this team are linebackers. Got Campbell with 64, Derek Barnes with 43, and Anzalone with 39. So, and those are the top 3 tacklers on the team. And when you have them as linebackers, that's basically when you have Shep to be a linebacker. When you had Shep was a linebacker, he's already transferred his influence on them. So yeah, I'll give them a straight up B.
I've always heard in football sense that if your secondary leads you in tackles, that's not good.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, you want your linebackers to lead in tackles. That's what they're there for. And with Liam coming back, they're even going to get more runs at the quarterback. You saw that last night with Baker Mayfield. Like, they were just waiting for Baker to run. They're like, "Oh, I got you, I'm going after you." I'm giving them a B+, because again, these guys, I can argue that Derek Barnes this is the best season he's played so far. Jack Campbell, this is the best season he's played so far. Alex has been solid, but Alex is not expected to do a lot because Jack and Barnes have increased their level or have gotten better, which would be expected to do. And then, Zach Cunningham has shown some flashes too. Rodrigo is going to be back. So I'm going to give him a solid B+. I think Sean Dion Hamilton, aka Jay, has done a phenomenal job with the linebackers.
He has. He absolutely has.
Yes.
Absolutely has. Give him his flowers. He absolutely
exactly.
has.
Good job, Jay. All right. Let's go to the defensive backs. Jay, what do you say? Hey, that rhymes.
I'm going to say a C. I'm going to say a C. Why? Because one, we went over it with Terry and Arnold. I just want to see a little bit more development from him. Draw less passes, and now he's injured. DJ Reed has been injured. Kirby Joseph has been banged up, and Brian Branch, he's just been a knucklehead, drawing penalties and unnecessary roughnesses. And while they're still impactful, I think they could be a hell of a lot better with less penalties and less injuries. So I'm going to say C.
Okay. B.
Yeah, I'm going to give them a C as well. They're 16th against the pass, and they've given up, where's that? They've given up 14 touchdowns, which is like tied with third most in the league. So, yeah, their pass defense has to get better. Their defensive backs really have to do a lot better job. And it's kind of an unfair C, though, to tell you the truth, because they've been without their starters for a while, a variable amount of starters. So
this is kind of like the D line.
When they come back,
really
the Minnesota game will show you how good their secondary is, because they'll have DJ Reed back, they'll have Terry and Arnold back, they'll have Kirby and Brian Branch back, they'll have Maddox back, hopefully, and they still got Roxanne and they still got the other dudes that are in there. So and yesterday was a testament to how good that secondary can be without even having them have a big name on there. So you got to give it to the secondary's coach on that one.
Oh, Deshae
to
Townsend,
get those guys. Yeah, Deshae Townsend.
Yeah.
Awesome.
He's been doing good all year with what he can.
They're kind of like your offensive line grade. You want to give them an incomplete because you haven't seen them all work together, So, but I'm gonna give them a C.
On that being said, I would like to give an incomplete, but I'll give him a C too. Fun fact: did y'all know that the Lions played a lot of man last night?
Yep,
I saw
that's
it.
That's the thing that Shepard was saying. He said, "I'm not playing the zone, like they did against Kansas City, because they were so worried about their receivers. But hey, hell with it. You just play man on them. Go ahead. You bump and run coverage. That's what you're supposed to do. You want to play man."
Somebody that has as big as balls as Dan Campbell does is probably Kelvin Shepard, because that guy playing man with a bunch of practice squad guys against, Evans did get hurt, but you had Ibuka, you had Tez Johnson, you had weapons.
They did a really good job against Mike Evans and Ibuka. And tell Baker,
especially,
he wanted to hit those guys, but he just couldn't get the ball to him.
Well, that's because the D line was putting the heat on him. But yeah, I give him a solid C. I really want to give him an incomplete because, again, DJ going down, Terrian being out, Kirby being banged up, BB being BB,
suspended, to say.
Yeah, I will say this.
B being B.
I know I picked the Lions to win this game big, but deep inside me, I was a little worried because when you have those kind of weapons on the other side and you have guys that have never played together and you're expecting them to hold an offense to 9 points, that's pretty damn impressive. Like, really impressive. Like, 9 points to a Baker Mayfield, a.k.a. the already made MVP, and you hold him to 9 points. That's impressive. And honestly, it really should have been 6 because Goff gave him 3 points at the end of the half. Let's just talk about that. Right.
But this puts it this way. This whole Lions team is not the Lions team that we ever were used to. You never can predict a score because they can make scores tight or they can blow a team away. And I don't think there's very few people that have ever got the scores exactly right. So I mean, it's just like nobody saw them scoring Tampa Bay just scoring 9 points, especially with both Evans and Yuka in the game. So
Kate Otten and
what's also really impressive too, and I was just thought about this for a sec, is last year the Lions led the NFL in point differential. And if people don't know what point differential is basically what you score and what you give up. Mm-hmm. And if you're leading the NFL in point differential, that tells me that your offense is putting up points and you're not giving up a lot of points. If you look at how bad our defense was last year with all the injuries, to be number one in point differential is freaking impressive. And then if you look at this year, you've got better players, you've upgraded your depth, and you haven't had any really, really significant injuries. Yes, I'm knocking on wood. Now, and you're still up there in point differential. I think B said ours was 3. So that's saying something right there. Sure is. Even with all the struggles, you're still holding teams under certain averages, and that's all that matters in football, right? How many points you score and how many points you give up. That's really what it matters, right?
Well, actually 2. We're actually 2. But because of the fact that stupid Packers had to go tie, we couldn't be real to step forward.
2 or 3. Who gives a shit? All I'm saying is like that's impressive. That's impressive when you look at it from the grand scheme of things.
And considering the opponents that they have played against the receivers, the pass heavy team, that says a lot. That says a whole lot. So
all right, let's wrap it up with the special teams. What do you give them, Jay?
A.
I don't know how to use them very much.
A. Give him an A because Jack Fox, he's been on a roll. Did anybody see Jack Fox punt from like the 10?
Dude.
I mean, he can flip the freaking parking lot, dude.
Yeah. We probably keep our punter the freshest out of the whole NFL because the guy's just always ready. He's always ready.
And Jake Bates, I mean, while he missed one yesterday, he also made one as well. So Jake Bates, I mean, he's good.
He banked one in, bro.
He sure did. Jake Bates, he can ball. I give it to him. Khalif Raymond, we didn't really get to see much from him on punt return yesterday.
He's got 2 games.
Yeah. But I give our special teams an A.
Hey, Sailors hasn't been bad on kickoff return either. I've been impressed with Sailors.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're
right. What grade did you give him, Jay?
A.
Oh, A. B?
A.
I gave him a B because of Bates. Bates is 2 for 5 from plus 50 yards. Dude, that's not what Bates is supposed to be there to be kicking them from that. That's the reason why.
Do we want him to kick 50-yarders? Or
it doesn't make a difference if we want him to. The point is when he's out there and we put him in a position to kick that field goal, dude, you make that field goal. That's the reason why you're on our team.
I'm with you to some extent because anything over 50 for a kicker is 50-50. Like you gotta, it's a 50-50 chance of making it. Well,
who's out there kicking?
Unless you're Brandon Aubrey,
like it's regular.
Unless you're Brandon Aubrey with a 99
dude from Jacksonville,
accuracy rating.
The Tampa Bay kicker is a good kicker. I mean, you got bunches of kickers in this league that can kick 60-plus yarder field goals.
But Bates so far has made kicks when it mattered. That's one thing I'll say about him.
Well, I get it depends on what you mean they matter because, I mean, really kicking a field goal, I mean, not having to kick a field goal, well, it could have been 27-9 instead of 24-9. But then if you missed the other field goal, it's still been 21-9. So really, do we care? As long as he's making extra points, I mean, you can look at it like
as long as he's keeping the ball in bounds and not.
I'm still giving him a B though, because that dude needs to kick them damn field goals. So
I'll give him a B. I'll give him a B plus because honestly, we don't use our kicker very much, and we don't use our punter, and they still come up big for us when we need them. Yes, I'd like Bates to make all his field goals, but again, over 50, like a 58-yarder, I did not expect him to make that 58-yarder. The other one he just pulled. So he's just gotta work on that, and that'll be fine. And Fox is Fox.
He barely made that.
Yeah, but he banged.
Did anybody see what Jahmyr Gibbs posted on his Instagram?
Mm-mm.
All right, let me show you guys really quick.
All right,
if you can see that.
Oh, is that Shepherd's Eyes? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this team has a lot of love for each side. Like it's really crazy. Like it's like a brotherhood. Like the way Shep talked about Goff and his relationship with Goff. Did you hear about that? How
No.
Goff would go and talk with Shep all the time in his office, and Shep was like, "Damn, you didn't talk to me when I was linebackers coach."
You're a
like,
linebackers
damn.
coach.
Exactly. But yeah, Goff and Shep always talk in his office and all that. This brotherhood is amazing, man. And just watching when Shep, Barnes gave Shep the game ball, and then Shep gave it and said, "This is for the players, man. This is your ball, bro." I love that, man. Anyways, final one, coaching. What do we give Mr. Dan Campbell and his staff? I'm gonna put staff in there too.
I'm giving them an A++.
I'm gonna give them A-. And reason why is because I think for what we lost and what our expectations were, a lot of people were seeing this year maybe doom and gloom, a huge step back considering what we lost in the coordinator and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But realistically speaking, we just said it. We are second in point differential right now. We aren't missing Ben Johnson much. Our defense is playing well, exceeding our expectations with Kelvin Shepard being the defensive coordinator. And Dan Campbell, I don't care what anybody say. We can laugh and joke at some of the things he say, some of the corny punchlines, but Dan Campbell is a very smart, methodical head coach. He's very well driven driven by his just tenacity. Is his love for the game makes everybody love the game. Yeah. The way he coaches, the way he preaches to his team makes everybody love the game and believe in him. And schematically, that dude is great. Smart head coach. I'm going to give him an A-. The only reason why I'm giving him an A- though is because they can clean up a couple things. Now, Dan Campbell even admitted he made a mistake yesterday when he challenged that Baker Mayfield.
I hate when he says that stuff, man. Just keep that in your head, bro, because people question his thoughts now. I hate that.
Yeah, so sometime, he can make decisions. He's not going to be perfect. We don't need him to be perfect. We just need Dan Campbell and do the things that he do now.
Hey, we're all human. We all make mistakes, like you said.
A-.
A+. Listen, this coaching staff, again, looking at the beginning of the season, all I heard was, are we going to be good offensively? Are we going to be good defensively? What the hell is all these other coaches going to do? And all I got to say is one of the top offenses, Johnny Morton. One of the top defenses, Kelvin Shepard. Tashard Choice. He's done a fantastic job with his running backs. I love Tashard Choice. I was a big fan when we got him. On top of that, Sean Dion Hamilton, AKJ, done a hell of a job with the linebackers. Like linebacker unit's one of the best units. Outside of that Chiefs game, the linebacker unit has been solid all season. And then Deshae Townsend. Just look at last night. You get a bunch of practice squad guys out there that literally had barely maybe practiced 5 or 6 practices together, and they balled out playing man-to-man defense against some really good dog receivers. And then, of course, Fip, man. Fip always is steady Eddie. Always got his thing going. So, A+, man. Dan Campbell. Once again, Dan knows how to find the people. If we lose somebody, I'm not even worried anymore. Dan will find somebody else, and they'll be fine.
Oh, 5 years into his tenure, you're not worried anymore?
Well,
I keep telling you, I don't worry about them.
Well,
after the
I don't worry about stuff they do. I don't worry. I didn't worry about that offensive defensive coordinator because I tell everybody.
Okay, real quick. The offense, I was never worried about the offense because the reality is when you've got players, which we do, you can make it doesn't matter who your offensive coordinator is. The players play, coaches coach. Defense was the one I need to see from Shep because Shep's never been a defensive coordinator. Johnny Morton's been an offensive coordinator. He had a bad stint in the Jets, but then again, knew how bad the Jets are. Look at the OC for the Jets now. Tanner, the one that everybody wanted him to come to Detroit. Guy can't coach an offense himself. But Shep had never coached. And so that's why I wanted to see what he was going to do. And you know what? Shep made me a believer. I'm a believer in Shep, and I will not question Shep anymore.
But I told you, Shep has been on this team since it was incorporated with Dan Campbell.
I get you, B, but he's never been a DC.
I tell you what, I believe he's a better DC than AG is, and I told you he's going to be a better AC than DC.
Did say that.
I'm just saying.
You did say
I
that.
like AG too. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to bat down
No.
AG. AG is just one of those coaches. Like he's a Dan coach. He's a coach that coaches, the whole team. He's not a coach that just individual. To me.
You know the thing about with AG and Shep, and I'll tell you right now, Shep is more schematics. Shep knows, like, first off, he coached the linebackers. That was one of the best units we had last year. We can all agree with all the injuries we had. He found a way to coach those guys up because, like he's a 15-2 record. You don't do that with bad linebackers. So he found gold and shit with the linebackers. And I knew that going into him being the DC, not only was he going to get the best out of the linebackers, but, man, he was going to run the whole ship like he wants to run. And the guy's just confident, and he knows what he's doing. Not saying AG didn't. I'm just saying AG is kind of different in the sense that AG, he's a leader, but the thing is he was kind of in his way a lot too. He's kind of an ego guy. And Shep's not an ego guy. Shep's like, dude, I'm going to follow you. I'm a soldier. Whatever Dan wants, I'm going to do. But he knows how to motivate his players. And they believe in him.
From day one to be the defensive coordinator, I think that's like kind of what everybody don't know.
Exactly.
Like you said, he was here from the very first day this team was incorporated. Dan Campbell and his guys brought him in. So he knew what he was capable of.
Sure. All right, Liz is back. Welcome back, Liz. Let's talk about the Texans.
What's up?
The floor is yours. Oh, you're muted.
Can't hear you. I don't know if you're muted or because it doesn't show it on this side.
It might be your connection. Log back or try to check your connection.
Nope.
Log out and come back in. That's what I always do. But Shep, yeah. When I listen to the guy talk, he just impresses me,
something I like about Dan Campbell. So, he comes from that Bill Parcells tree. He comes with that mindset. And, everybody that he has on his staff have that same type of mindset, that same eagerness, that same drive, that fire that was inside of him, man, that competitiveness. That's what I like most about Dan Campbell, that when he hires somebody, he's not just going out blindly putting someone in position. He put a lot of research into that person, and he knows they know just as much as he do.
And they always say birds of a feather flock together. Dan Campbell's a perfect example. He's going to get people like him that are tough-minded, that are gritty, that are innovative, creative, that are aggressive, that only want to win, love ball, all that stuff, because that's what he's about.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. You should, yeah. We're good.
Okay. Sorry about that.
You're good.
What I was saying is that I wish I was happy how y'all guys are happy and how confident you guys are talking about your team. I am not so much. This Toro ain't stomping the dirt tonight. I'm sitting here with a heavy heart and a whole lot of steam. The Houston Texans walked into Seattle last night, and they walked out looking like a team that forgot where they came from and how to fight. 27-19, that was the final. But let me tell you, the score didn't tell the story. The story was written in the eyes of the quarterback, Mr. Stroud. The story was it's like sad. And I swear to you, when I investigated CD Stroud's eyes last night watching the game, I didn't see that confident gunslinger. I know. I saw fear. I saw hesitation. And that's something a quarterback can never afford to show another team in their house. But he did. And Seattle smelled it and went for the kill. While Stroud was still looking for courage somewhere, I could hear George Strait humming in the background, Amarillo by morning, up from Houston.
Oh, my God. Good song.
Except Stroud wasn't riding tall in the saddle. He was looking down, questioning himself. I say this all the time. When you carry doubt, it spreads like wildfire. And that's exactly what happened last night with Stroud. and it traveled through the whole damn O-line. Seattle came ready to fight. JSN played in his own field like it was his rodeo. 8 catches, 123 yards, and a dunk so clean on the crossbar.
Oh,
He
yeah.
got flagged for style points. That kid was having fun.
Yeah, you can't dunk on the goalpost. Calvin Johnson
Yeah.
learned that one.
But meanwhile,
Damn you, Calvin.
Damn you, Calvin. I'm so tall.
But meanwhile, our offense looked like they left the joy back in the locker room. And Sam Darnold, he looked comfortable, confident, like a man playing with house money. But CJ, he looked like a man driving with one foot on the brake, afraid to touch his own gas pedal. Our O-line was leaking like a screen door in a hurricane. Stroud got sacked 3 times, hit 7 more. You can't find rhythm when your ribs are humming. You can't see downfield when your helmet's full of panic. Look, we can talk stats all night. Anderson gave us that defense's touchdown, and I'm proud of that. The defense kept us alive like a heartbeat on a monitor, steady but struggling. But offense, you were flatlined than a Texas back road at sunset.
Oh my God.
And here's the thing that gets me red. For me, it's not the loss itself. I will be Texans forever. But it's the spirit. It's the spirit because that's what it like when I watch my Texans and I see the struggle in Stroud and see the struggle in the team, that's what's sad is that how they felt lost and lonely. And Stroud said after the game, we got to help those guys out, score some points somehow, some way. Well, here's the truth, CJ. You are the some way, and you are the somehow. This Texans team is your team, and they live and die on your confidence. So when you start second guessing yourself, the whole damn team follows you off that damn cliff. Even when we second guess ourselves, we trade courage for caution and end up losing both the moment and the message. So let me draw back from QB because I feel like it was just, for me, I blamed him a lot for last night's game. I'm saying it because I believe in him. I've seen that fire in his eyes before, that unshakable calm, that leadership. But last night was a storm brewing behind the eyes, and fearing part of Houston DNA, and he forgot that. We're H-Town. We fight, we bleed, we fall, and we stand the hell back up no matter how many times it hurts. That's how I feel about this team, and that's how I feel about my QB. Even when they break my heart, even when they leave me sitting here, like, it's just crazy. But I will be there this Sunday in H-Town at NRG Stadium watching my Texans square up with San Fran. And I tell you straight, that's no team you face with fear. You walk in like a bull that's seen the gate swing open. Horns down, heart up, eyes locked on the fight. So CJ, if you're listening somehow to this podcast, this great podcast,
subscribe, damn it.
If somehow this reaches your ears from one Texan to another, I'm asking you, dig deep, shake off that fear, and remember what you were built for. Panic ain't in your blueprint. Pressure is your home. So prove to us fans and your city and your brothers and all of Houston what kind of man you are. Because when you walk on your field this Sunday, I want to see those eyes personally because I will be there. I want to see those eyes again, the ones that said, try me, not the ones that say, save me. So we are facing Houston versus the Bay. And the Bay, San Fran. Well, they're called the Bay. And
they're called a lot of things.
Yeah,
What?
the whiners, the niners, the grinders.
Yeah, I call them a lot of things too,
Back-
B, because that's my sister's
back-
favorite team.
Mhm.
Back in the day, when we weren't so politically correct, we called them a whole bunch of other stuff too. But anyway,
Yeah, so it's H-Town versus the Bay, and we ain't rolling scared. First thing first is stop McCaffrey. Put that box down, clog the lanes, make that dude earn every damn yard. Don't let him dance through our city streets. Force Mac Jones to throw under pressure. Make him sweat like it's 100 degrees in NRG. And it's Houston. And speaking of pressure, blitz, stunt, hit Mac Jones. Backup QB, he ain't ready for the Houston Heat. Let's just point it out. Force mistakes on him, force turnovers. Let him know that Texans don't play soft. And there's injuries on 49ers. So they should go attack the gaps, punch where it hurts, and give them no freebies. We need to have big plays. No easy screens, no chunk gains, no shining moments. Control the clock. I keep saying this over and over every week. Control the clock. Run the rock. Sustain drives. Keep San Fran on the sidelines counting ticks. This is Houston football, baby. Grind it up. Fight out. Fight in the trenches. Make it ours. Bottom line. This is straight up run stuff versus playmaker. And let me tell you, all of my San Fran's subscribers, because I do have some, because they love me and we're friends, but also to my
Not
sister.
this weekend. Not this weekend.
Not this weekend.
Enemies.
And they'll be there too. Yeah.
Frenemies.
Well, frenemies. Yeah, because also to my sister, just remember, you're coming to Houston. We own that field. Texans. Get that front seven ready. Offense ready. Because the city is ready. The fans are ready. The fans are red hot. And me and Toro are ready. So let's fucking go. Like, I'm ready.
There you go.
I'll be in Houston. I'll be taking pictures with Toro. Like, I'm excited. So 49ers, you're going down. Because we're out for blood now.
Hey, and CJ Stroud, stop throwing people under the bus. Again, that's the thing that's getting on my nerves about him.
Seriously,
dude, you are the problem.
You're
the bus is not the problem. You're the problem, right?
Exactly.
And even if you're not the problem, you don't point people out,
right?
You take onus, like Jared Goff. When Jared Goff plays like crap, he never blames anybody. He says, "It's my. I'll put it on me. I'll play better." Yeah,
better.
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you with CJ Stroud real quick. Something's not right with this dude, and I've heard a lot of people talk about him lately, and it's clear that he doesn't trust his feet, because when he's under duress, he doesn't stabilize his feet. He throws off platform. Where he sails all those balls over the receivers. And even when he doesn't got pressure, he rushes the throw. He's not comfortable in the pocket. And part of it probably is because he doesn't trust the O-line, but the OC needs to get him moving, roll him out, do some bootlegs or whatever, like he just sitting in the pocket's not helping. He looks worse in the pocket.
He looks horrible. Like I know I really don't know what's going on with him, but he looks horrible. Like each and every game, it's just
their offensive line is pretty bad right now.
Oh, their line's terrible. There's no doubt about that. But
I mean,
CJ's got to make some plays.
I agree, but it's just like really a lot for CJ Stroud to adapt to right now, considering that he's missing, one of his top targets, and on top of that, you're missing a couple tackles as well that they got rid of. I mean, he's just struggling. He's really just trying to find a way, and he's improvising, and he's not doing good. Like, did you see? He almost gave up a safety yesterday.
Yes.
What's his name? Okada. They literally, bro. In my opinion, I think that was a safety, but They said the contact.
Well, they called it a incomplete pass. Same thing with Goff. Mm-hmm. That pass looked like Goff when they called for Goff was a fumble, but that looked like the same thing. CJ Stroud got called for an incomplete pass.
And I think it
was a fumble though. That was a fumble.
That was definitely a fumble. But with CJ Stroud, I'll put a lot of blame on him, but the offensive line has to be better. That's the reason why y'all only rushed for 56 yards yesterday. Whereas Seattle was 138, if I'm not mistaken, 140 around there. 38. You can't get outrushed like that. You got Nick Chubbs, and that's somebody that you need to utilize a little bit more. But
they're not running the football. They don't want to run the football.
They're not. They're literally not.
And going up against,
they're waiting for Mixon to come back. That's what they're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
Waiting.
And Mike McDaniel, McDonald, he's a good defensive minded coach. So DeMeco Ryans was going to have to scheme up a lot of stuff to throw him off, but it just didn't work. My bad. No, you're good. My bad. You go ahead.
No, the coach was even pissing me off.
Yeah.
On the sideline, just looking. What do you pull something out of your ass, DeMarco? Pull something out because you ain't doing shit. He's the coach.
He's a defensive minded coach too. That's the problem.
If you're a coach of the whole team, of the whole process, of the whole O-line and the whole defense,
but
what's
Liz,
going on?
B makes a great point, and I think there's a lot of statistics behind it. When you have a defensive minded coach and you have a young quarterback, it's tough because, for one, they don't know O-lines. They don't know how to coach up young quarterbacks. That's why you see a lot of young OCs with young quarterbacks, because they know O-line and they know quarterbacks. To be a defensive coach, you worry more about your defense, which the defense is good. The problem is, if you don't have a strong OC, you're going to struggle offensively. And that's what's going on right now, because I just looked at the thing. You fired Slowick, and you got this Caley guy. This guy needs to go. They're terrible.
It's just like Tomlin. You look at Tomlin. Tomlin's a defensive-minded coach, and the only time he's had a lot of success is when he's had a veteran quarterback out there.
Yeah, Roethlisberger,
and he didn't. Roethlisberger he inherited from Bill Cowher. So you got to remember that he already had a couple of years under his belt before you actually got him in there. So.
Look at AG.
That's the reason why he's got Rodgers right now. Yeah, Rodgers is up. That's exactly why Tomlin has Rodgers, because Rodgers is a veteran quarterback, and he can make those decisions on the field himself. He doesn't need to. The OC that they got, that guy's average at best.
He should have been fired a long time ago. But go ahead, Jay. Wrap us up.
I think the Texans should have really prioritized getting a better offensive coordinator in the offseason.
Yes, we should have.
Someone that CJ Stroud is very, very familiar with, somebody that he can adapt to their offense like he did.
Yes,
it was probably an in-house hire, Jay, like we did with Shep or promotion.
The guy, what's his name? Slade.
Slowick. They fired him last year.
Okay,
the new guy they got, his name's Slade.
Nick Haley.
Anyway, I think he came from Houston, the Cougars, right? Over in Houston, he got hired somewhere. He was hired somewhere down there, but they should have prioritized getting someone.
They need to figure something out. Hopefully, they can get a win this week.
This guy, he's just not it. I'm sorry, but
no, I know. I get it.
All right. Well, on that note, whatever.
Music.
He's already got the music going. Liz, any final thoughts before we wrap it up?
Monday night was a long night, so I'm sad, but I'm over it, and I'll be watching the sunrise in Houston this weekend, and I'm ready to
turn the page.
Ready to turn this page and get this fucking dub. So,
all right. Well, y'all, it's been a great show. Thank you, Liz. Thank you, Robbie. Thank you, Phoenix Fire. Who else am I missing? Thank you, Big Drew.
Thank you to our subscribers.
Yeah.
And new subscribers.
Yes. And that'll be it. As always, fuck the Vikings, fuck the Packers, fuck the Bears, fuck the Colts,
fuck the Titans, and fuck you, Jags.
Hasta luego,
Jags.
You cannot see what's in front of you. Yeah, promise that you'll get the running to if you knew what's about to come to you. It's about to get real dangerous. 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 Yeah, watch out, pop out, black out, pop out, beat 'em up, knock out. I had to see with it. I had to cover their head and cover their necks at the same time. I had to take out the ref. I make my own rules when it's game time. I am the one they was talking about when they warned you about going out.
Remember, Dre's Daiquiri Shop at Cotton Gin, 441 Railroad Street in Maxwell, Texas, 78656. Daiquiris, food, football, and fun. All a part of a game day victory. If you subscribe to One Ass Cheek, Three Toes on YouTube, you'll receive 5% off your total purchase or a free shot. Proof of subscription required.